Alex Reid, former MMA fighter, Big Brother winner, actor, many different titles. You've maybe probably been off the radar for the last couple of years. We're touching 2021 now. We're hours away from it. What's the plans for the future and where have you been?
Well, domination. Well, to say that, I wouldn't say I've become spiritual, I've become very much more aware of what's important in life. And for me, the most important thing right now, the thing that's going to make me happy, is to feel like a man and to feel fulfilled, is to have, I'm having another child, and to be able to provide for my child, and to have, everybody strives for financial security, you know, and that's and to be able to do to be able to give to your children, to leave your legacy. There's lots of other things I'm very interested in. I love my acting, still love my martial arts. I teach martial arts. I want to get fitter and healthier, but more importantly, I want to share my aim for immortality, to leave my mark on this planet, is to actually develop a program which people could come to me, which I'm doing, and I teach at the moment, on showing kids how to get back up off the ground when life hits you hard. And it's not, obviously we all need to be tough, and I don't like to use my martial arts to show you how to beat up other kids. I use martial arts so you don't have to beat up other kids. That's the thing. And it's more philosophy. I'm fascinated by philosophy. I've studied so many different ideologies and religions and philosophies to try and lead a better, healthier life. That sounds a little bit hippie. But ultimately, acting. I love acting. Because why do I love acting? You get to tell stories, and I think it's the biggest, most powerful medium, bar none, bigger than religion, in today's society, to be able to transform the world. And that is a massive responsibility and a pleasure. You know, you can lift people up, and that's I've been portrayed as a kind of a court jester in the celebrity media spotlight for many years. Unfortunately, due to some of my relationships with different people, which I don't really want to go into. I think it's not about being nasty, and it's not about revenge. There is a point, though, where there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out in the very near future where people will get to see the real side of what's going on, and they can make their own mind up.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing it for vengeance or for wrath. I'm doing it to protect my children, the people I love, and also to help. Yeah. It actually helps. All this pain and suffering I've been through, and it's immense. I felt suicidal many, many times, and I've had so much therapy, and I've learned a thing or two. And guess what? Go on. This person called Jamie Boyle, I'm actually talking to now. We're looking at a few books, but I mean, we're going to walk before we run. The first thing we've both got an affinity with is mental health, and it seems to be so popular right now. And if we can, it's not a book like to be salacious and make a quick buck. I mean, that's I'm not into salacious. I'm all right with making a quick buck. But if we could got the book, right, it's a book that you can go to and you can, right, I've got this problem. I really feel terrible. I don't know what to do. How do I get out of this mess? What can I do? And that, young man, is the plan for 2021. That's the first plan.
Right, so you saw two books, right? Obviously, you've got your one, which you're very, maybe I put the thought in your head that you've obviously, I find it astounding that watching your fights on what you've done, you've allowed yourself to be bullied verbally, you've got yourself into dark places that you said to me a couple of weeks back. You said, I get trolled, you get trolled, and you said, you've had it abuse where people said blah blah blah, and you could go and squash that guy like a fly, but the reason you never did is because you said there's 1,000 more of them, and you've got to be selfish, you know. But touching your acting career, Alex, for people who are
you just gotta just stop. You become what you don't want to be. You almost become that person.
Yeah.
Of what and it's not nice, and you become warped. And it's like it's. Why do I want to let other people shape who I am?
Yeah.
I mean, undoubtedly, we all get shaped. As much as we say we don't care what other people think, we do. We all do. You know, to really truly not care is to really truly be free. But I mean, there's still social airs and graces. I'm not going to walk out on the street naked in down the high street, because people are going to look at you in a funny way. And okay, it's okay to look at me in a funny way, but you can offend people so much that you can get yourself in trouble. So you got, as you go in places like Saudi Arabia or some Arab countries naked, you're going to get killed. You know, so you've got to have some awareness.
Yeah, but you know, when we're talking on the acting, Alex, what have people seen you in the past? Because that's one of your passions, that you've got these things that you're going to be. I'm not going to announce, but you've got plans. And how big is that? I mean, how big do you think that can become for you?
Well, I did seven shows last year. Actually, I did 7 shows. This year's been pretty much a write-off. I've got several things in the pipeline, but whether or not they're going to take off, it's a very scary time.
Yeah.
It's a scary time for everybody. I mean, I've got my boot camps, which are they going to survive? Last year I worked 7 times. I did 2 feature films, 2 sitcoms, 2 plays, and a friend of mine. And I loved it. I'm always working, because people think I'm not in the spotlight. I've chosen not to be. I love the spotlight. If it's for the right thing.
Yeah.
I want to be celebrated, but not for salacious, tacky crap. And you can get drawn into that. It's the biggest drug going. I was so unaware of what this thing called fame and celebrity was. And it's like the crack pipe, but I call it the fame pipe. Once you get a few hits of that, the serotonin, the dopamine, it's the most addictive substance on the planet. And it's like, wow, this is great, look at me. And then when people aren't talking about you, it's not nice, and you feel very lonely. For so long, I felt so down. Oh, what's happened to me? And you say I'm not around anymore. Oh, I'm very active. And what's that we say? There's that saying about success. You see people who, they come up overnight, and wow, where do they come from? They've been working bloody hard for nearly 10 years. Look at Joe Wicks. I mean, he's everywhere now, but he's been working at that for so long. It was not an overnight success. And I'm almost going in reverse. I got overnight. Well, I didn't get overnight success. I'd had over 300 fights before I had got my first big TV show. I'd done films and plays and sitcoms way before I met my ex-wife, when I was catapulted into what we call celebritydom. Yeah. But, let me just get rid of this. Someone's trying to call. Yeah. And unfortunately, me being catapulted into celebritydom, I wasn't ready. I was seduced, and I can imagine it seduces anybody. But now, listen, I don't mind a bit of that. It's quite nice. And maybe Jamie, when we do some books, that could come back again. I don't think maybe. I already know. Yeah, absolutely. But do you know what really interests me with you, Alex, is, I mean, I first seen you 2009, guy, handsome looking bloke, pair of jeans on. You know the picture I'm on about, because we discussed. And you come, but you're like Paul Venice, because Paul was a world champion, right? He had, you were famous, famous in your field. But then now this year has been massive for him, and you were famous in your field for the karate, judo, or whatever. But then you got with who you got, and then the world, and then it's like we've all picked the news of the world when we've seen Michael Barrymore, David Beckham, Kerry Katona, and you had that. Where did it feel like the whole world hated you? It was, I call those the LSD years. I wasn't taking LSD. I wasn't, but it really was. And I have taken LSD in my past. done magic mushrooms and things. It was like unreal. You can't. How can you describe it? You're everywhere.
Yeah.
You can't really. I ain't got a real tackle on reality, and unfortunately, the people I went to try and make sense of what the real world was, these PR people, these publicists, these managers, so-called fair weather friends, and obviously an ex-wife, they're all using me. And listen, I allowed that. I take responsibility. I'm not saying it's poor me. I'm not saying poor me, but there is a point. I didn't have a clue. I was looking to these people to protect me, and all they were trying to do was line their own pockets. Yeah. Every single one. And look, we'll talk about that, Ella, as much.
Yeah, let me just say though, that's one of the things that really it's when my idea before I even said right, let's do a book is because I've had it a bit this year where people have written outright lies, and it must be terrible where people believe it.
Yeah.
You know, but
well, listen, I've worked this out in our society. We've got this is a very brief analysis. I would say there's three types. Talking about the media and people interested who look at it. So there's three sorts of people. There's LMCs, low mental capacity, and this is very, very prejudiced, fuckwits who just don't really care, don't have the brain power to. Oh, they said what? Oh my God! And they don't listen. Yeah. Or they listen to somebody's bullshit, lies, and all of a sudden they paint a picture about using their brain cells. You've then got people who do look at it and have an opinion, and sometimes they might stick up for you, and then you've got a third of the people who don't even look at it and aren't even interested. Yeah. So a third of society, LMC, you know. Just what do you do though? Don't worry about it. And unfortunately, the powerful people in society that rule the world, without getting all conspiracy theory here, but let's look at just the CEOs, the big business conglomerates, the producers, directors of films. They do listen to that part of society, the LMCs, because they're buying their products. They still need to. They want to. Right? Okay. What does these idiots, what do they, and I say idiots because they are, what do they want? What do they want? All right, let's keep giving them that. You know, that's why you have these stereotypical people. I'm trying to talk in code word because I some ex-partners, you know, they the car crash, it sells. And I'm like, I can't understand. There's war in Syria, there's famine, there's mass serious crap going on around the world, but we seem to be more interested in so-and-so's relationship or the hair, nails and makeup or who they split up with, reality TV, than what the hell is really going on this planet. And it's purposely done to make us not interested, you know.
Yeah, it's anyone. Yeah, people. That's the thing with social media now. Everybody has a platform. So if someone says, right, so and so is a paedophile or a rapist, people will just believe it when anyone's half a brain. But Alex, 2021, you've got a lot going on. You're going to become a dad. You've got your lovely missus.
That's the most amazing thing, and that's why, first and foremost, that's what it's about. I mean, as long as I've got a few quid, and I plan on having quite a few quid, at some point, the money's been a bit dire over the last few periods because all these legal cases, been in so many court cases. Yeah. But I don't want to do that anymore. I want to do good, positive things. I want to do my acting. And one thing I'll talk about, I'm going to get a bit hippie here for a millisecond. We'll have something called a third eye. And that's where we get our intuition, our gut feeling, our instinct. And when everyone's got that properly open, we all have it. It's called a pineal gland. And it has synapses which actually run to the back of our head. If you cut our head open, we're not taught about this stuff in school. I'm not talking as a hippie. This is actually fact. There's certain things that calcify it, which make it dumb it down. There's certain things how we're controlled. If our third eye is properly open, the world is going to be a much better, nicer place. And that is my mission: to tell stories, to do books, to just be happy and smile and make people a little bit happier. And with that, the world would be a nicer place. That sounds hippie, but that is seriously what it's all about. Just be a little bit nicer. And with that, Jamie Boyle, I am going to go and get a Lucky House Chinese for me and my lovely lady to celebrate the end of not the most fantastic year, but the start of a fabulous year. Or a fabulous opportunities.
Yeah, so you're going to be really, really, really busy with books, documentaries, films, and even in waste, just lots of things, basically. Alex Reid's going to be really busy as long as it's the right thing and people can get into contact with you.
Got some very exciting things going on. I'm not allowed to mention at the moment.
Yeah.
The books is always exciting, but there's another potential, and I'm not going to say something quite big. I haven't even told you, Jamie.
Yeah, right. Okay, we'll leave that for another day.
But I've obviously got my Instagram, Alex Reid official, Alex Reid on Twitter, Alexander Reid on Facebook, and Alex Reid Talks Instagram. We're going to be talking about all sorts of different things. Obviously, I'm a new dad again.
Yeah.
You know,
also, though, you said I've got to remind you this YouTube channel. You're going to be starting a few videos a week.
I am. I've got so much to say, so much to talk about, in so many different genres, and I'm very much looking forward to it. So if anyone is out there, we're going to plug a link on it. Alex Reid Talks. Start joining. Join, and I'll start. I've got my first video coming in the next couple of days. But with that, Jamie.
Yeah, I'm going to put the link on this video, Alex. So listen, always a pleasure speaking to you, Alex, and me and you will be doing some good work in the new year. Enjoy your Chinese, and
cheers, guys.
God bless. Ta-ra, brother. Bye.
Bye, guys.